Phillies 3, 45.5 the total against the Vikings. It's a late game. Revenge for the Vikings, humiliated in the NFC Championship game last year, 38-7. Wentz has won 9 in a row at home. And I talked to Fantasy Football Hall of Famer Paul Charchian earlier in the week. How about this? Last 6 games, going back to the playoffs with the Vikings, 320 passing yards per game. That would have been last for a full season. Over 2 passing touchdowns allowed per game. That would have been last. Points per game allowed. Last. Horrible stats. What is going on with this Minnesota defense, which has been horrible?
Shh. You can't be giving those stats. Remember, everybody out there is telling us how great the Vikings defense is. Let them keep thinking that. You know? It's I mean, boy. Well, okay, this is why the line is where it is. You have the playoff revenge angle, and we have the Vikings off a loss angle, back-to-back losses, and they've been pretty good off losses in the Mike Zimmer era. And they have the extra time to repair. It was a Thursday night debacle against the Rams, so they had the extra time. They're in playoff revenge, and they're good off a loss. And supposedly, they have this great defense. The Emperor's wearing no clothes with Minnesota's defense. But the markets aren't there yet with the Vikings. Mike Zimmer was the best point spread coach in the league. You know, and as far as 3 years there, I mean, a lot of different roles. He did very, very well. There is residual support for Zimmer and that Vikings defense in the betting markets. And of course, you know, Philly's coming off a loss too. They haven't played well in either of their 2 games since getting Carson Wentz back. We haven't seen the offensive explosiveness from the Eagles. They have their fair share of injuries. But if you ask me which of these 2 teams do I expect to get better, let's say over the next quarter of the season, I'm ranking Philly a lot higher than Minnesota right now. I think there's much more upside with the Eagles as they get healthy, as Wentz gets comfortable, than there is for a Vikings team that, I mean, we talked about the defense, Pauly. Minnesota cannot run the football. If you're watching the clip, you're going to see a picture of Dalvin Cook in space this year. I think it's the only time all year he's been in space. The guy's got 98 rushing yards through 4 games. That's not going to get it done for an offense that's supposed to be balanced. Oh, by the way, Kirk Cousins has been hit more than any other QB in the league so far. He's getting crushed back there.
Yep, don't even try to run the ball. The O-line has been that bad. But if they give him time to throw, they're going to have to win shootouts, and he will carve up that Philadelphia secondary if he has time to throw. Look for Mills to get burned by Diggs and Thielen. And Thielen, did I read this right? 4 quarterbacks are on pace to break Peyton Manning's record for most passing yards in a season. My God. But all the Vikings do is throw the ball. But they couldn't even protect them against the Bills. Football Outsiders, Philly, 21st in offense, 26th in passing, and Minnesota can't run the ball, as you mentioned.
Like the show? Help us keep the lights on. Please make sure to comment, share, and subscribe to all the Sportsbook Review videos. Thanks so much. Best of luck. Enjoy the game.